identifying these curses. We're going to start up in a few seconds if you don't mind. Sit across the street and grab a seat. Just listen. You know what I'm saying? That way, you don't, if you don't want to be right up on us, you know. But at least. Oh, okay. All right. Come on. All praises to the Most High. All praises. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing going right quick.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
No, you good. You good. You good. Right where you at? Y'all ready? All praises to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For truly His mercy endureth forever. Who are we? We are the Israelites that you read about in the Holy Scriptures. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that you are God's chosen people. We're going to open up with the Lord's Prayer in the Alashawan Kadash, which is the ancient Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashimaya, Dash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Lakwaka, Taba'a, Batazaka, Aisha, Ratiza, Kowa, Ayah, Bashimaya, Badalanawa, Lachom, Kayawam, Masalaknawa, Kabawatnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawatinawa, Wala'a, Wabi'anawa, What is I one? Abo, our shine now, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatai Parah, La'awalamya, Bashim, Mashiach, Yahushai, the water, Yad, Aman. And what we
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 6, and verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Ba'ashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, the water from Yad. Amen.
Right, and so let me get Colossians 3 and 17 right quick. Let's open this thing up so I can address the brother right quick and let him know. Who got it?
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Mashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the power and the Father by Him.
So everything we do in word and deed, we're going to give honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh and Yahushai, who the world Israel calls Jesus Christ.
That's
so,
right.
brother, you was asking me a question, or I was addressing you, letting you know who the Israelites are according to the scriptures. So let me get Deuteronomy 28. So the scriptures tell us, right? There are identifying factors that let whoever gets and goes into the scriptures and read to find out who God's chosen people are. Now we have a group of people that walk around and say that they are God's chosen people, but the thing is we got to see who fits these curses, right? So in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it tells that the children of Israel are being told by Moses, right? Are you familiar with that story? How Moses brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? Right. So when they got to a certain point, he told the children of Israel, he said, you can either keep the commandments, and these are things that are happening to you if you keep the commandments, and if you don't. So let me get Deuteronomy 28:1 real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power.
So the root word of hearken is hear, right? So Moses is saying to the children of Israel, if you will listen, hear diligently, and do diligently, right? Read on.
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To do what?
All his commandments, which I command thee this day.
Right.
That the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Now, it says he'll set us on high above all the nations of the earth. Now, first and foremost, is that equality?
Is it equality?
Is that equality? God said he would set the children of Israel above all people upon the face of the earth.
Nah.
That's not equality, right? So that's one misconception and one lie that we've been fed, is that all men are created equal.
Right.
But the Bible clearly says that we're not created equal, because he's going to put a set of people above everybody else, all nations upon the face of the earth. 28 and 15. So that's the A side. If we kept his commandments, how we were blessed, or let's say the children of Israel, because we haven't identified yet. So we're gonna figure that out. 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power.
So the flip side, if we didn't listen to the Most High, read.
To observe to do all his commandments.
To what?
To observe and do all his commandments.
So not just hear, but also to do, to carry out the action of keeping the commandments. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Right.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these curses. Is a curse good or bad? It's a bad thing. So all these curses read
shall come upon you and overtake you.
Right, so if we did keep the commandments, right, all these curses was going to come upon us, and not just come upon us, it was going to overtake us, meaning it's going to destroy us, right? So keep going.
Verse 16, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Now, were we not, as a people, were we not cursed in the field? Were we not in the tobacco fields, in the sugarcane fields, right, in the cotton fields? So it says, cursed shall we be in the city, and cursed shall we be in the field. Now, when you think about the city, what happens to us in the city? You get pulled over, right? You see them red and blue lights, what happened? Your heart starts beating out your chest, right? And you ain't even did nothing. That's right. You ain't got nothing in the car, but that's a curse. That doesn't happen to nobody else. You got to tell your children, if you got children, be careful when you drive. You got to tell them how to conduct themselves when they're dealing with a cop, right? Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the field. Deuteronomy 28:34.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
Right.
The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch.
So like 28, 54.
28 verse 54.
Right.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate,
right,
his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
His eye shall be evil towards his brother. What happens when you in a club, right? Or you out in a situation like this, you walking around and a brother bumps into you or steps on your foot. What's your name, boss? Have a good night. And they bump into you, right? What happens? Don't we kill each other? Don't be like brother. Most of the time, right? That's an evil eye towards your brother, right? Now, do you see any other nations do that? No. You don't see that happen, right? Remember, these are identifying factors to let you know who the children of Israel are. These are the curses that are going to be put on us into the last days. Read.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Right, towards the wife of his bosom. You have an evil eye towards the wife of his bosom. What happens in our communities, right? The man and the woman, they don't stay together, right? I hate my baby mama. Oh, I hate my baby daddy. I'm gonna put him on child support, right? Read on.
And toward the remnant of his children.
Towards the remnant of his children, read.
Which he shall lead.
Which he shall what?
Which he shall lead.
Does this not plague our community? Yeah. Fatherless homes. This is a plague. This is a curse that will be on the children of Israel if we decided not to keep the commandments of the Most High. Right? So now you look at the people who call themselves Jews. Do these curses fit them? Do you see them suffering from fatherless homes? Do you see them hating each other? No. You don't see that, right? Were they cursing the city, cursing the field? No, they own the diamond district. They own the music industry.
They own everything.
They own everything, right? So these people are not cursed, but these people are calling themselves Jews. Revelation 2:9. Let me get 68. Now, there's one main thing, right? And this is the kicker, to really let you know that these curses are really on us, and we are God's chosen people. Let me get that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
How?
With ships.
How do we get to America? On ships. To Brazil, to Haiti, right? To Jamaica, to Puerto Rico, to Brazil, all of South America. We got how?
With ships.
Right. So we got here with ships. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Exodus 22:11.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
So the scriptures is saying we're not going to see our homeland again. Our homeland is Jerusalem, Israel. Right? Because we are God's chosen people. We're the true Jews. Read on.
And there.
And where?
And there.
Jamaica.
And there.
Haiti.
And there.
America.
And there.
Read.
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right. Hold on. You got Exodus 22. Go back to you know what I want. So to point out what go ahead. Read it again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, when Moses brought the children of Israel out of Egypt, right? How do we come out of it? We walked, right? Because remember, we split the Red Sea. So we walked out of Egypt. Now, he says, I'm going to bring it into Egypt again with ships. Now, if we walk out, why we got to go back with ships? Right? So let's find out what Egypt means, right? Because Egypt means something, because we never went back into Egypt. Let me get that.
Book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 2. I am the Lord thy power,
right?
Which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of Egypt. Read.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of where?
Out of the house of bondage.
Egypt is synonymous with bondage. So when you go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, it says, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. He's saying, I'm going to bring you into bondage again.
That's right.
With ships.
Teach.
Read on.
Teach, huh?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right.
And there ye shall be sold.
We shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Unto your enemies. Unto your enemies.
When we got here, when we got to Jamaica, when we got to Haiti, when we got to all over the world, who do we get sold to? You see them. You see them walking around right now, right? We were sold to the white man. What did we sold to who?
Your enemies.
To who?
Your enemies.
So what are they? They are enemies, right? Read on.
For bondmen.
For slave men
and bond women.
And slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning nobody was going to redeem us out of this captivity. Not Marcus Garvey, not Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X, not Tupac, not nobody could redeem us out of the bondage that we, and you got to remember something. We were brought here, right? 400 years ago. And we still here. We still in bondage. We have not been let go, right? So, hearing those curses, right? Knowing that these curses would be on the Israelites, right? God's chosen people, what does that make us? But it makes us who? God's chosen people, right?
Yeah.
That makes us the Israelites.
Right.
So, where are you from? What is your father's nationality?
I don't know.
You don't know? What was that? What was that curse? The remnant of his father, of the remnant of his children, which he shall. That curse is sitting on you. You're manifesting the scriptures right now. It's being manifested right here in front of us, right? The curses fall on you, just like they fall on the rest of these brothers, just like they fall on our whole nation, right? So the thing is now you know that you're an Israelite. You know you're an Israelite because these curses fit you, right? So let me get Deuteronomy 76 right there, and let me also get I just have you on Revelation 29. Right. Let me get that first. So let's address the people who do say that they're Jews. Read that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 9. I know thy work.
Right.
And tribulation. And poverty.
Right.
But thou art rich.
So the Most High is saying to us, I know your works, your tribulation and your poverty, right? He knows the condition that we're in as a people, right? We are in poverty. He know we in tribulation, getting shot down in the streets, last fire, first fire. He know the condition that we are in as a people, right? But it says, but thou art rich, meaning we're rich. Why are we rich? Because we have the promise of salvation, right? We have the promise to have the opportunity to make it to the kingdom, right? Read on.
And I know the blasphemy.
Blasphemy is a filthy, disgusting lie. Read.
Of them which say they are Jews.
What?
Which say they are Jews.
Read.
And are not.
What?
And are not.
Right, read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
So the people that saying that they the Jews, they the real Jews. They not. The Bible's saying they the synagogue, which means chief house of Satan. Right? You got that? Jeremiah 17.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4.
Now see, here's the thing, right? That scripture just said, I know the people that say that they are Jews and are not, right? At this point right now, we're waking up. The Most High blessed us to wake up, to come back to our heritage and to put it back on us, right? So we're just now recently calling ourselves Jews, right? But as a whole, we're not as a people. You didn't know you was, right? Right, read that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
From what?
From thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right. So
now,
go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies. Serve whom? Thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
In the land which we knew not. We didn't know this land, right? We didn't know this land. We were brought here in bondage, right? So he's saying that we were going to forget it. And what happened when we got here? They beat our heritage out of us. They beat our language out of us. They beat our customs out of us, right? They raped our men and women, right? They did all of this stuff to us to forget who we were. And what they put on us? Christianity, white Jesus, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Halloween, all pagan stuff.
Yeah,
it's nothing that has nothing to do with our true culture, right? So they did that to us. And the scriptures say we were going to forget our heritage. Right? We're going to discontinue means stop being who we are. Right? Let me get Psalms 11 and 7. And let me get Psalms 94 and 16. It's either 94 and 16 or 84 and 16. Right?
What type of sage are you buying? White sage?
No. What you got? What happened now?
I said, what type of sage are you burning?
That's not sage. It's frankincense and myrrh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't burn sage. You got that? Who got it? 11 and 7. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 11 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
For the righteous